Getting on a post-game exclusive here with Lafayette High new head coach Rob Poole. And Coach, what's kind of been your main message to the guys since you got in?
Well, I think a lot of times when you come into a place and you want to kind of start something new, you want to destroy what's been done, and I don't think that's the case here. From the day I walked in, the guys were working hard. We just tried to change the philosophy a little bit, where I put more on the players to be leaders, and we created a leadership committee, and they kind of help everybody else fall in line, and then that helps propel us into wins. And so we don't really talk about wins and losses. We talk about winning reps or winning drills or winning the day. And so at the end of the day, you're not worried about the final result. You're worried about how you get there.
So in your mind, kind of the gaps in where y'all want to be with the wins is less about the athleticism and the talent and more about the mental approach.
Well, to an extent, but at the end of the day, the kids are going to have to make the plays to win the games, and my job is to put them in position. So that's where we're kind of headed this summer, getting everybody set and then letting them know what to do so that we can play with confidence when we get to the season.
And have you guys already kind of come together as a coaching staff? Have you figured out your offensive philosophy, kind of how you want to go about things?
I'm not really a micromanager, but I have concepts and ideas that I believe in, so I tried to express those to the offensive coordinator and his staff and let him try to come through with what we want there. And then defensively, same thing. I'm just sharing ideas, trying to put it in the best way to get it to the kids so that they understand what their job is.
And you talked about the leadership committee you formed. You also have your Pride leaders as well. Talk about some of the leaders on your team. Who's really stepped up and impressed you as kind of coaches need somebody on the roster that can say their message. Who's been that guy for you?
Well, really, they all take a part in it. There's 4 offensive guys and there's 4 defensive guys that are on the Pride groups. There's 8 of them. So they've all done a good job, and they kind of take turns on being the bad guy. Sometimes if you got to get on somebody's tail if they're not working hard, but we haven't had much of that. Everybody's been on board and working hard, and they don't want to let me down, I don't think. So they're all moving in the right direction.
How hard is it to try to raise the standard? Because like you said, you're trying to change some of the ways they approach things off the field and at workouts, every rep, compete, every run you do. How hard is it, not I'm just saying to completely change the culture, but to raise the bar a little bit?
I just think that, the more we talk about it being a special thing that you play football here, that it's bigger than us, that there's guys that graduated before that left it to where we're at now, and then there's guys that are in the 9th and 8th and 7th grade that are going to be in these guys' shoes one day. When you understand that what you're doing is bigger than just right now, then it changes your outlook on how you approach a daily grind. And so as a result, you don't want to let the guys down that are older than you, and you don't want to leave it in shambles for the guys that are younger. So that kind of gives you more incentive to go to work.
For you as a coach, how big of an opportunity was it for you whenever you heard you could take over a team that has such a long legacy? I mean, there's been generations of families that have attended Lafayette High. You've had grandparents that have played or watched their grandchildren play. Was that one of the things that got you so excited about this job, is that if you spark it, there's so much tradition there to take off?
Well, my goal was, selfishly was to be a head coach, and I didn't care where that was. And so being in Memphis and around Mississippi, I was open to take a job anywhere, and my wife's from here, so it gave her an opportunity to come home, which was important to her. But just football down here is a big deal, and when you're coaching in a place where football is a big deal, it makes it more fun, because people are going to jump on board with what you're doing. And I've had just a great experience so far with support from our parents and our boosters and the community as a whole. So I'm excited about it.
And these summer workouts you're running have been pretty intense. That Louisiana sun, is that helping to your advantage?
Well, it's hot in Memphis too, but it's not this hot. And so I think the main difference is we have heat advisories, and now down here it's just life. So we're just getting used to life.
You have a heat advisory. It's Louisiana. Now, just a little bit of fun for you to wrap up, Coach. You said you're from Memphis. You moved down here. I'm guessing that you've probably had a Cajun neighbor or someone that's tried to force feed you gumbo or jambalaya or crawfish. What's been your favorite dish you've tried so far?
Well, my wife's from down here, so we eat rice and gravy, and we eat gumbo, and we have etouffee, and we do all that stuff. So I've been in Cajun culture, just not down here. So
there we go. He's been looking to get back here for a long time. All right, so I guess one last thing is, if you had a message that you wanted to give to the fan base, or maybe some people that have wanted to support the team but have been frustrated over the last couple years, people that have wanted to maybe be boosters, what would that message be to them?
I just want them to know that there's an open door policy, and anytime they want to come watch practice or they want to come see, I want to meet everybody I can meet. I've already reached out to some alumni groups. We want this to be not just the present, but we want to combine the future and now and then the past into one big circle of a family. It's a football family here, and so anytime that they feel like they can help or they just want to be supportive, they want to come by and see what we're doing, I would want them to come by.
All right, now I just have a couple fun ones for you before I let you go here. From what you've seen, who's the goofiest guy on the team?
The goofiest guy? I don't know. They all have their personalities. I mean, I haven't had any of them stand out. We've been going to work, so we haven't had time to clown too much. They do that on their own.
All right, he'll stay at work. Coach Rob Poole of Lafayette High, thanks.
All right, thank you.